You're watching TBD on News Channel 8. From the TBD studios, let's talk live with your hosts, Natasha Barrett and Melanie Hastings.
Well, Melanie has the day off. Catherine Amenta joins me now. It's been a while.
It has. Thanks
nice
for having me
you up here.
Oh, thank you.
I try.
Thanks.
So how was your weekend?
It was good. We tried to go to a swanky rooftop bar on Friday afternoon, but we got turned away.
Whoa, who's we?
Lynn, our producer, our morning producer, and I, I guess we were in jeans and...
Did they say that?
No, but you could tell they didn't like our kind.
Your kind? Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. Were we going to say where this was?
No.
I know, but I'm not going to say.
Because fingers crossed I can get in one day.
You can get back in?
Yeah. I'll drop your name and, you know.
You won't get anywhere. That's when they say definitely off the list. Definitely off the list. Well, maybe next time. That stinks.
Yeah. So we went to like a sports bar and just stuffed our face with appetizers, and it was still a good time.
Well, Friday and Saturday was beautiful weather for that.
What did you do?
What did I do? I worked Friday. I worked. Yeah.
Good for you.
I have friends in town from the beach, from Virginia Beach, where I used to live, and I kind of played tour guide.
Oh, that's fun.
I went to some of the Smithsonian's. I haven't done that in so long. Yeah, I love American history, so I went there. I mean, no matter how many times I go in there, I just love seeing, Dorothy's shoes, the old computers, like my computer that's in the museum now.
Well,
that wigs me out.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, did you go and see the painting? I'm like, no, I went and saw Kermit.
Yeah.
Because that's what interests me.
That's the
Judge
cool
me if you want
loves.
to. Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. All right, let's get to some fun stuff.
All right.
So there's this hotel in New York that's offering a new service, which, some people are taking advantage of. It's kind of like a service to spice up your relationship, your committed relationship.
Yeah. All right, now write this down. It's called La Parker Meridian. It's offering a new option. For $150, you and your choice of a companion.
You sound like a good advertiser.
Can drop by for a quick session between the hours of 11 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. Do with that time what you will. It also wants you to know for an extra $100, they will give you champagne, strawberries, and whipped cream.
Well.
And on-demand adult film of your choice.
Well, I think there's no comment needed there. Do we know how many people are taking advantage of the special?
I would love to see the brochure for that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, times are tough, and businesses,
you do what you gotta
they need
do.
customers. All right. Well, speaking of cheating ways, Charlie Sheen is thinking of moving his ex-wives, closer to him.
Yeah, because the 2.5 Men star says he wants to be closer to his kids, and since he doesn't have custody of the 4 children, that's not one of his children.
Yeah, that's Lindsay Lohan.
He wants to move his exes with the kids into his neighborhood. He'll pay for the homes and the moving expenses. He says he wants his kids to know their real father.
Well, they can see him on TV, Charlie.
They certainly can, as long as he gets his act together.
Yeah, we don't want him near those like all-night raves or whatever they're called. What have the exes said about this?
I don't know.
Say no,
Denise Richards seems to just accept how he is, so...
Yeah, she's come out and said she supported his rehab and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure that he would pay for this, because you know how much he's paying in child support for like 2 of the kids?
No.
$55,000 a month.
Wow.
That's people's salaries. That's more than people's salaries.
You better get back on that set and start making some shows.
I know, exactly. Well, I think it's nothing. I mean, he makes like $2 million a week for a show. Oh,
that's Natasha money.
That is Natasha money. Charlie and I, yeah, exactly. Coming up on the show is what we have for you. Get ready to go all out for your baby. We're going to take a look at the top 5 must-have baby items.
Plus, it's more than just a great place to get food. We'll take a look at how Ben's Chili Bowl has marched its way into history.
This is a neat story. I did it for the news last week, so I can't wait to talk to the family. And could your mailbox be holding the hottest ticket on the planet? We're going to tell you what could be in there. There's 1,900 of them.
I was invited.
Right.
I was?
You was?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I was?
You was? You were? I'm tired. I'm on your shift today, okay?
I know. She's doing the morning show.
It's not good. It's not good. But it's pretty interesting who's on the list and who was left off of that list. So we're going to get to that in a second. Before that, a little cooking stuff on the table here. There's a new trend in cooking called functional cooking, and it takes healthy foods to the next level.
But of course, how do you do it? Chef Gerard Viverito is the director of culinary education for Passion Fish, and he has some tips for naturally adding some flavor. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Thanks for bringing food.
Absolutely, anytime.
Now, there's a healthy flair to this. Does that mean it's going to taste good, right?
It is. I promise you can eat it on air, and if you, satisfaction guaranteed. You can laugh me off the set or sir. Enjoy it.
We're kind here. We're kind. I was looking at this early. Can we start with this?
We can start with this.
This is pretty cool.
This
Tell us
is
about this oil.
a red oil. It's called Malaysian red palm fruit oil. It's actually the second highest used oil on the planet that most people don't even know about. It's used in baked goods, and it's the red color comes from all the vitamin A and vitamin E, tocotrienols. It's heart healthy. It's sustainably harvested. One of the things with passion fish is I travel the world looking for sustainable fish. While I'm around, I always look for sustainable ingredients, and the country of Malaysia seems to harvest their palm fruit in the most sustainable manner, taking care of their people.
Yeah.
So good for high heat sautéing, but also if it's good enough for high heat sautéing, it's good enough for baking. And I use that, for example, in this cake. My family is from Italy, and we always grew up eating what's called olive oil cake. Here you have pound cake where they use just gobs and gobs of butter.
Right.
In Italy, it's a
That's
pound
how
cake.
we roll here. Our sugar,
right.
our flour.
Use the same thing, but use olive oil, and I've been experimenting a lot, and I use the palm fruit oil in this one. You can see it gives it this really beautiful
Yeah, a
red
different
color.
color.
This has chopped almonds in it. In place of sugar, I use agave syrup, which is this. This is pressed out of the agave cactus, which most people know from tequila.
Oh yes, so agave, that's what you hear. How much is, before we get to the agave, how much is this, and can you find it in most grocery stores?
You can find it in most grocery stores in the ethnic aisle,
Okay.
absolutely. Or
Does
you could
it
always
taste
go.
a lot like?
It tastes like butter.
Oh.
It's really amazing, and it lowers cholesterol. It's cholesterol neutral. So and look at this. This is the non-red version, and this is what I use in baking a lot because it sets up solid at room temperature without being hydrogenated.
What's that called?
That's palm oil also.
Oh, okay.
If you know, that's just the white palm oil. This is the red palm oil. That's used more in baking. This is used more in sautéing. But like I said, I always like to experiment and see what I can find.
Yeah.
So this, we baked it into this cake, and it keeps it really moist and flavorful. And
Can I try it?
Absolutely. Give it a fork, pick it up and bite it.
I don't have a fork. I'm just going to be,
Stick in there.
classy here and
Yeah.
just take a little bite.
What
Let's
is
see.
functional cooking?
Functional cooking is adding healthful ingredients to any dish
good.
to get more nutritious results.
Get in there.
For example, taking out sugar and using agave, because agave doesn't raise your blood sugar. And there are people these days with so many blood sugar issues, and they have to watch their glycemic index value. Also good for losing weight. Other ingredients on the far end, those are raw chocolate bars. The raw movement has tried to make headway into this country, and some people believe in it and some people
You
don't.
hear about it a lot more.
But it's just so simple. All those ingredients, that whole dish was made in, I would say, roughly 45 seconds in a food processor.
Oh, this? Are you serious? 45 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, that is, it's a blend of palm oil and coconut oil at a liquid state. It has agave syrup, because I don't like to use sugar these days when I cook. It has lavender flowers, little petals.
Lavender flowers.
Well, because when I cook, I also think, how can I make people experience when they're eating? And if you've ever smelled lavender, or experienced lavender in essential oils, or massage, or bath salts, it has a truly calming effect on the body. So you can also achieve the calming effect through eating. So, just such a beautiful
And you're not going to
scent.
taste that. I would think lavender would taste a little funny.
No, it actually has
It's in
a
here?
slight, yeah, you could try it. There's also
Make you taste it. Does it taste funny?
cocoa powder, which, these days we hear everything about being the antioxidants in chocolate and high in magnesium. Great, actually, dietary fiber of all things. How do you think? You like it?
Is it good? Is it good? Can you taste the lavender? We're putting you on the spot with the full
No,
mouth.
but there's something, is that cherry?
It tastes like cherries. They're goji berries.
Okay.
And
goji berry? What's
Goji
that?
berries are from the Himalayas, and they're considered nature's superfruit. They're really super high, what they call auric value, and they're high in omega-3 fatty acids. They're high in antioxidants. Some people say great cancer fighting.
Would it be something like, you do dried cranberries and stuff
You
like
can
that
use
you
this
take
in
on the dough and snack?
Every place you could use cranberries or raisins. You could just substitute these. You could eat them as a snack. I like to bake them into items. I put them in for, that functional effect. Some people will steep these in hot water as a tea and get all the benefits from it. So it tastes almost like a cranberry or cherry, and it takes on that flavor. There's also some almonds in there and an almond butter as opposed to peanut butter. Some people like peanut butter, but I find, today with health concerns, peanuts being since in a shell,
So
and
many
in the
people
ground
having
are
the peanut allergy.
and anaphylactic shock, and also a lot of people don't realize peanuts are high in mold. the way they're stored.
Yeah, I would never
So most
thought that
people don't
either.
even realize that there are respiratory effects from eating too many peanuts. So I've now switched a lot to almonds.
Well, Gerard, before we go, because we've got to wrap up here, tell us a little bit about Passion Fish, where it is, get a little plug in before we go.
Passion Fish, you can go to passionfish.org. We do symposiums around the country. We do dinners every April around the world to support education and introduce people to sustainable species without being advocates. Because if we can tell you, here are your choices, you're more likely to make an educated choice instead of being forced into it or feel resentful.
Good deal. Gerard, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And for the treats. We appreciate it. Coming up on the show, find out who will and won't be snagging that invitation to the royal wedding in April.
And expecting mothers will want to listen up. We have the top 5 must-have items for you and your baby.
Plus, living history. We're going to take a look back at the past, present, and future of a Washington landmark.
And if you want more, check out our Facebook page for behind-the-scenes pictures or check out our blog at tbd.com. Enter in keywords Let's Talk Live. We'll be right back.